Today I am reading and answering questions for the passage called Map Tools. Before I even read the passage, I always like to look at my question so I can take a peek at information I want to pay attention for while I'm reading. I'm going to look for, let's see, number 1. What is the passage mostly about? According to the passage, a map's key is... According to the passage, what is one thing a compass rose shows? What is the author's purpose for writing the passage? And which of the following would you find a symbol for on a compass rose? I'm going to go back and read it. And it's called Map Tools. Maps help us find places when we travel. They show us how many miles one place is from another place. They show how land areas look from above. Markings on a map stand for real things in the world. Many maps have a tool called a key. The key tells us what the markings mean. For example, blue lines might show rivers. Most maps have a tool called a compass rose. This tool shows a map's directions, north, east, south, and west. Reading a map may seem difficult, but a map's tools make it easier to use. And we have a key, and it shows us that the blue little squiggles is water, the green is forest, this is train tracks, red is highways, yellow is dirt roads, gray is a city, and the little dots are towns. Now I'm going to go back to my questions. What is the passage mostly about? So basically, when you're getting asked that in a question, it's asking you what is the main idea of the passage. So what was this passage mostly about? Was it what blue lines on a map show? No, I don't think so. How difficult it is to read a map? I don't think that it even said a map was difficult to read. I think it even said that the tools make it easier. Tools that people can use to make maps? It did talk about some tools, but it wasn't talking about making maps. So I think that was a tricky response, trying to trick you to make sure you read the whole thing. Tools on maps and how they help people. Oh yes, definitely, because it was talking about what the compass rose does, what the key is, and how you can use it to make sense of a map and what different things on the map might mean. So it was all about how the tools can help people read the map. So this is definitely our best choice. According to the passage, a map's key is... Well, I'm going to go back because I remember it said that specifically what a key was. It says, markings on a map stand for real things in the world. Many maps have a tool called a key. The key tells us what the markings mean. So I'm going to look for a response that kind of talks about a key being a tool that helps us understand what markings on a map mean. Let's see, a piece of metal that will open treasure chests found on maps. Oh, that's trying to trick us with a different kind of key. It's talking about like a key to open a door. But that's not what the question's asking about. It's talking about the map key. Tricky answer. A tool on a map that shows where different directions are. Oh, that wasn't the key, that was the compass. Because the compass shows us north, south, east, and west. A tool on a map that shows what different markings mean. Oh, yes, perfect. But I shouldn't answer it yet because I haven't looked at the very last answer. Because what if the last one is better than this one? A piece of metal that can fit into a lock used to protect a map. What? No way. That doesn't even make any sense. So, the correct answer must be this one. A map's key is a tool on a map that shows what different markings mean. According to the passage, what is one thing a compass rose shows? We've worked with compass rose a lot. We practice marking them on our maps all the time in social studies. So I have a good idea of what a compass rose is going to show me, because it shows us the north and the east, south, and west. How far apart things are. Nope, because like I just said, the compass rose shows us directions, not necessarily how far apart things are. How to find south on a map. Well, it might, because south is one of the things on a compass rose. So if I am looking for how to find south, I can look at the compass rose and know which direction to go. So I think this is a good choice, but I need to continue on just in case. Where to find the nearest flower shop? Well, a compass rose isn't going to tell you where a flower shop is, but it might help you with going the right direction. It's not going to tell you specifically where to find the nearest flower shop, so that's not a good choice. Where rivers are on a map. No, a compass rose isn't going to tell us that. The map itself will show us, or maybe even the key, because it tells us, like right here, that that's where we'll find water. I didn't even use the compass rose to find that. I just looked for it on the map and then read the key. Which means how to find south on a map is our best choice. What is the author's purpose for writing the passage? So an author's purpose is the reason why someone wrote something. Like, was it to entertain you? Was it to try to get you to do something, like persuade you? Was it just to inform you about something, to teach you? Things like that. So if we think about this passage, it was about map tools and explaining what they are and maybe even how to use them. So that sounds like a lot of information. So it might have been to teach you or to inform you. So maybe we'll look for a response that kind of goes with that. To persuade you to go on a trip so you can use a map. No, I don't think so, because it didn't even talk about going on a trip, and it doesn't make me want to use a map. It just made me feel like I know how to use one. To tell how maps and map tools can help you. Oh, that might be good, because it talked about map tools and how they're helpful if you know how to use them. I'm going to keep that one open. To entertain you with a story of how a family used a map as a tool. That did not happen. I don't know what in the world that's talking about. To describe a place that you will find if you use a map. No, it didn't talk about that, because every map's going to show you different places. So if you use a map, it's not going to all bring you to the same place. That doesn't even make any sense. So our best choice for the author's purpose was the author wrote it to tell how maps and map tools can be or can help you and be used. Which of the following would you find a symbol for on a compass rose? Oh, this one should be so easy. We have a city. No, that's not on a compass rose. Look right here, we just have north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest. So I'm going to look for one of those options. Forest? No. North. That would be it, but I always want to look at the last option just in case. My last option is water, and that is definitely not on a compass rose. So my best choice is north. So that is the passage map tools. While you do your own, I hope that you will look through the questions before you read it so you know what to look for. And look back and underline important details and cross out bad options. It makes finding the correct answers so much easier. If you do all that, you should do very well on your comprehension sheets.